Dumb Dog, a short story written and narrated by A.J. Agrest. As the sun lowered in the sky, I trotted down the sidewalk, tail bouncing in the air and head held high. I turned the corner towards a wooden fence. A familiar smell brought me to a stop, but it seemed more potent than usual.
Ugh, how many are in there?
I stood up on my hind legs and noticed twisty barbs resting at the top of the fence. I could smell the coat of blood on them. I could smell the blood inside. I scurried up a nearby tree branch and peered over the fence. The yard was covered in dusty dirt. Hardly any grass to roll in. I was sure I smelled. The back door burst open and a large dog rolled down the steps. The dog limped towards his owner, who just slammed the door in his face.
Well, that's new. Must have destroyed the house or something.
The dog whined and pawed at the door. Once he realized how pointless his efforts were, he limped towards his rundown doghouse in the far corner of the yard. I tried to inch further down the branch until I heard a crunch. The dog perked up its large ears and gazed straight at me. He wagged his tail and trotted towards the wooden fence.
Is he seriously trying to greet me?
I leapt down from my rickety branch and met him at the fence. His wet nose was pushed against the cracks, getting a good sniff. I too sniffed and noticed that he was just a pup, though fairly large. Suddenly I heard paws scratching underneath the fence. An indent was made in the dirt below. "Can you help me?" The pup continued to dig, while I pawed to my orange rump adjacent to him. I watched as he ripped the dirt out of his way. When he squeezed his big black and tan body through the fence, my back was arched and my eyes were fixed. Upon further inspection, I saw he was covered in scratches and he seemed to take weight off his front paw a lot, but tongue was still out and tail was still wagging. "Hi, can I come with you?"
Why would I let a dumb dog like you tag along?
I lowered my guard a bit, but still watched his smiling face. "Because I'm lots of fun and I can run fast and I'm a good chomper, see?" He darted forward, haunches raised.
Hey, back off.
I stood right up, claws out. Sorry, he recoiled. My master always liked when I did that.
Well, cats don't like that, and they certainly don't hang out with mutts.
I trotted away. He trotted after me.
Typical.
I darted towards another tree, wind racing through my fur. Digging my claws in, I hauled myself up a tree and rested on the branch, waiting and waiting.
Of course a dumb dog can't keep up with me.
Then I saw him, muzzle on the ground and ears perked.
They are good at that, aren't they?
Though he was still limping a bit. He spotted my perch and leapt onto the trunk of my tree. His claws weren't built for climbing. Looked more like he was humping the tree.
Look, dog.
My master called me Rex. What's your name?
Zoe?
Hi, Zoe. I'm Rex.
You said that already. But you see, Rex, us cats are solitary creatures. I don't do packs, and if I did, it definitely wouldn't be with a slobbery dumb dog like you.
So if I was a cat, you'd stay with me? Because I can be so cat-like. Just watch. He once again failed to climb the tree.
You can't be a cat because you're a dumb dog. Now go back and chew your owner's shoe or something.
He stopped his futile efforts and looked up at me expectantly.
Great. When did I sign up to be a mama cat?
I dropped down from my branch.
Follow me.
Rex trotted right behind me. I led him down a dark alley filled with dumpsters and a few other street cats. Cats who were not so happy with a dog crashing the party. There were hisses and growls all around us. I could hear Rex whining his pitiful whine. "Oh, why are we here?" he said, curling up into a ball.
Just keep quiet and wait.
We all stared at the big metal door.
Any moment now.
Noises were heard behind it until a large man in an apron sneaked out with multiple food-filled plates. "Who's hungry, my pretty kitties?" Cats can be super loud when we want to be. As soon as he placed down a plate, a bunch of cats scurried towards it.
"Ah, I see we have a new guest."
I thought he would be all over Food Guy, but instead Rex made himself as small as possible. I have a special surprise for you. For a moment, he retreated into the building and brought out a half-eaten chicken. I immediately dug in, but Rex just sniffed it. It's not brown bits, he said, and it's not the cold red stuff either.
What cold red stuff?
I pondered for a moment.
You mean raw meat? Your owner actually fed you raw meat?
I guess so. This smells like it, but different. I inched closer to him.
You'll like it, I promise. This is the stuff humans eat, so it's extra delicious.
Reassured, Rex ripped a small piece. Then he was basically choking the whole bird down.
Whoa, leave some for me.
I lightly swatted at his snout.
Dumb dog, you're hogging everything.
The food guy came back towards us. Please, please, don't fight. Here, I will make it easier for you. He ripped the chicken apart and gave me the smaller piece. I glared at him. Don't look at me like that. You have a smaller stomach. And the doggy looks like he needs a bit more love, right? He patted Rex on the back, who responded with a low growl. Okay, I won't bother you anymore. Food guy went back into the building.
Why'd you do that?
I asked, returning to my meal. I didn't mean to. I just didn't want to be touched. After stuffing our bellies, we headed to a nearby park.
There's this awesome hanging tree that bends over, giving lots of shade. My home is right underneath it.
Our home?
Yeah, right. You're going back home.
What? Why?
I've entertained your little outing long enough. It's time for you to go now.
But Do you smell that? I sniffed the air. Dogs. I picked up the pace while Rex tiptoed behind me. Up ahead, 3 large dogs were lounging around my hanging tree. They're in my spot. Let's just go somewhere else.
The only ones going are those mangy mutts.
I charged towards them, hissing, growling, and swiping my claws. They hauled themselves up, but before I knew it, they circled around and were backing us up against a tree. I was about to give those mutts a rude awakening when I heard a low growl coming from Rex. He was at my side, hackles raised, displaying his sharp white teeth. Head was low and ears laid back, but his tail was tucked behind his legs. The dogs didn't seem that threatening to warrant such behavior. Probably just jealous of my awesome resting spot. Yet, I could see the fear in Rex's eyes. Freaked out, I scooted away from him. The dogs took the hint and ran away.
Hey, they're gone now,
I said, brushing up against him, which prompted him to growl.
Don't you dare growl at me.
My back was arched and my eyes were fixed. I've never seen a dog, much less a pup, so on guard. Rex's face dropped in one. Sorry.
What is with you?
Before I left with you, I was in a fight with other dogs. I was a chew toy. I tried my best, but I just didn't stand a chance against them. Master was so disappointed. He said he'll deal with me later and locked me in the backyard.
You were in a dog fight?
I looked him over again and noticed a few bite marks along with his scratches.
Why would your owner put you through that?
I don't know, but all the humans seem to enjoy it.
So much for man's best friend,
I muttered under my breath. He plopped down at my paws, covering his face. If I won, maybe my master wouldn't be so upset with me. Please don't make me go back. I know I annoy you, but please don't make me go back.
Do you even hear yourself?
I said all up in his face.
Your owner throws a pup into a fight and you're upset with yourself?
Rex cocked his head. Well, he said he needed me, and
you dumb dogs really are people pleasers. Want to know what it means to be a cat? We do what we want, when we want. So Rex, what do you want?
Rex just sat on his big butt and stared at me dumbfounded.
Probably the most thinking he's done.
He stood, tail wagging. I want to roll around in the grass and chew on everything and stuff my face with all sorts of food.
Good, and you're going to do just that. Tomorrow.
I extended my small, slinky body until I got a good stretch.
After a meal, I like to curl up into a ball and sleep for hours.
Wait, you mean you'll stay with me?
For the time being,
Rex lunged towards me with his long tongue, trying to give me a million kisses.
Hey, no! I don't want your slobber all over my coat!
I zigzagged around him until he finally settled down. We went up to the base of the hanging tree, and I pointed towards the opening near the roots.
It's a little small, but...
I shook the dirt off my face and got out of range of Rex's dirt tornado.
That's one way, I suppose.
Rex squeezed himself into the den and me after. He plopped himself on his side and slowly blinked. Cats pick the best hiding spots, he said. I licked his wounds and curled up next to him. Wow, and cats are super soft too.
With me, you can be a dumb dog all you want.